Just want to remind you guys, this episode is presented by Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.
What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice, and we're bringing you another mock draft, guys. This is going to be my mock draft 3.0. We're going to do it live with you guys here. And this one, we're going to try and do a trade back scenario in this one. So, it's just all going to go down to how everything works. So we'll go ahead and hop into it, start this off. All right, so we don't feel like, so we have a situation here where Tyler Warren's gone. You have a few other options, but we're thinking of trading back. We'll go ahead and do a trade here. And then probably a third would probably be what they would accept there for that, right? Third is about right. Because you're only trading back 3 places. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yep, so we'll hit trade. So we're going to go back to 17. We'll decline that. And so now we have a couple options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here that you could go get. I mean, Will Johnson's somehow still there. You have Shamar Stewart, who I know the Colts just met with recently. Jihad Campbell's obviously still there. And then Colston Loveland is there still. There's a lot of guys here, Derek, that are still very much in play for Indy.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could go this way with.
Kelvin Banks too, at offensive tackle. He's there too.
Definitely. Man, that's rough. Because I have a couple different directions that I want to go in.
Tell me the directions you want to go in, and we'll kind of maybe decide together.
I'm thinking either I don't want to go Jihad Campbell at 17. I know people are thinking that could potentially be a thing. I'm still wanting to potentially take a tight end early or go offensive line in this.
I mean, I won't tell you what to do. I know what I would do, but I'll let you
decide. I know what you would do. That's what would I do? I know what you would do.
What would I do? Let me see.
You take Will Johnson. You'd take Will Johnson at 12.
So, yeah, I'd be tempted, but no, I'd actually do something else here.
Who would you be taking?
I would take Colston Loveland. I ain't risking him going any further. I'm not waiting until the Chargers.
In all honesty, I could see that being the case. Now, I traded back with Cincy under the assumption that we get Trey Hendrickson in that regard. But even if we didn't, but yeah, I think, honestly, tight end at Colston Loveland at 17 probably be the best thing. You just want to get another good tight end to have.
Well, so, yeah, exactly. Well, I think the thing also, Derek, is offensive line. You've been able to find guys day 2, day 3, linebacker same way, right? And so Will Johnson would be the one I would definitely consider also, like you said. Either of those Michigan guys I think would be perfect fits there, right around that 14 to 17 range. So, but I can't argue with Colston Loveland. I mean, immediate impact guy.
Yep. All right. Looking at a couple different positions here. So obviously a couple really good corners still available. But then again, we don't really need corner as much. I think the one to pick, Cody, that I'm falling in love with more and more at 45 is Carson Schwessinger. I think that's the one that I'm falling in love with. Everyone keeps saying Carson in the second round. And, and I think you could get a interior offensive lineman here a little bit later as well. Feel confident in it. So I'm going to go with a linebacker that I feel confident in having. So we are going to go with Carson Schwessinger there at 45.
Yeah, if you were able to tune into the episode that I had with Alex from Hail Mary Sports, he mentioned him as one of the better fits here for Lou's defense. So, yeah, I would absolutely love that.
Yeah, I watched that earlier with you
You
guys.
did.
So
There's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah, I
interesting
watched it.
prospects. I mean, there's a lot of guys I didn't even like. He dives into everything. He's got all his guys, and it's like it helps me out, and I think all of us to kind of have an idea, especially in these a little bit mid to later rounds. Some guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have picks 80 and 81 here, Cody. So
Perfect.
with that trade down option, we also got an additional third. So we'll go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take an offensive lineman here. I am going to get Wyatt Milam from West Virginia, take him there. And then we're going to go with a different option here. So let's just see what running backs are available. You still have Dylan Sampson, DJ Giddens, Damian Martinez, Devin Neal, Ollie Gordon. I feel like I can get a good one in the fourth round still.
Yeah.
So don't really think I need to go that route yet. Like some of the corners here.
There's an edge guy that I have my eye on right now. Jordan Birch.
Yeah, that could be very interesting for sure. That is what it is recommending. One of the recommended ones that we do.
But then there's, I know it would be back to back, but Tate Ratledge is there too.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm also wondering about interior defensive line because I have another player there that I'm interested in.
There's so many options.
There's so many options in this moment right here.
There's really no bad pick here. I think from the guys we've talked about. I mean, they all would make sense. But this is Derek. This is what Alex said. He said there's some depth here on day 2 of the draft in terms of edge. So this would probably be the spot to take it if you're going to take it.
And not to mention, there's some good depth at defensive line too. So I am going to go with the edge. We're going to go with Birch there at 81.
Look at you.
First and an offensive lineman and an edge guy as well.
Yeah, look at you. First 4 picks, all A's or A pluses. There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Harold Fannon's still there somehow. Look at that.
Yeah, well.
He's gone now.
Lord knows we won't get him. Yeah. Anyway. So, Jacob Parrish there at corner would be very nice.
Well, Howard right there, Derek, your guy. Quinn Ewers, Colts just met with him for the second time.
I know the Colts have met with him several times, and I feel that running back with the way the board is going that we can wait for him. Man, that's tough, dude. That is tough. I am struggling. Because, okay, so we have the tight end. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We have linebacker. Don't need to worry about that. I've gotten both offensive line and defensive line.
There's still question marks at the interior of the defensive line, too.
Yep, that is very true. But again, I feel like you can get that at another time.
A little later.
Yeah, potentially. So okay. I'm going to... I don't know. There's too many guys in this spot that could potentially fit. Because I was thinking Lathan Ransom at 117, which would be a good pick, but he would be your third safety. And I don't necessarily know if I want to use that pick on something like that.
Well, you don't have any depth at safety, so I don't think it's a bad pick at all. You definitely need another safety of some sort.
You can get a running back in the with the next pick.
Yeah.
All right, we're going Lathan Ransom.
There you go. Your third safety there. I love it.
And Lathan Ransom I really like because he's a hard hitter. He's a hard-hitting safety. So, as we said, guys, today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Now, what is Prize Picks? PrizePicks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Instead of battling against thousands of other players across platforms, you're basically picking 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you're choosing more or less on those stat projections to be able to watch those winnings roll in. It's very easy. Do you guys want to play along at some of PrizePicks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and UFC fighter Sugar Sean O'Malley? Well, if you guys sign up today, you can find the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view the entries of some of the biggest names on the platform and be a part of that as well. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 just like that with NBA, NHL, and college basketball entries today on PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Like a lot of other things, guys, they also offer injury insurance, so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. So if someone exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays live. So it's great bounce back for that one. What I love about the app as well, guys, is it's not just sports like NBA, NHL, football, and tennis, and baseball, and all these other things, but there's also a lot of others that go into it as well. If you like to place entries on video game situations like Call of Duty, CS2, Apex, if that's something that appeals to you, there's a wide variety of sports and video games and everything else that you can place entries on. And I love how expansive it is. Even just looking at the NBA, there's entries you can make with turnovers, with points. You can do combo deals, dunks, field goals attempted, all of these different things. So there's just so many different ways to make money off of these entries. Be sure to download the app today and use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.
Perfect. Okay, so now you got your safety depth. So you talked about running back. I said, Derek, day 3 wouldn't be shocked if the Colts took a quarterback based of all the guys. I feel like they've met with pretty much every quarterback that could go day 2, day 3 at this point.
True.
All right, I wouldn't put it off the table.
Here's where we need to take a running back here, because now you start getting into the concerns. The thing is now is, which of these ones do you take? Do you take DJ Giddens, RJ Harvey Jr., Devin Neal, or Ollie Gordon II? That's tough, because there's all 4 of those guys have a legit cause for being there. They're all so close.
Yeah.
So Giddens is the guy that creates yards after contact. RJ Harvey is a guy that can catch balls out of the backfield. Devin Neal is the same way. He's a more complete back. Ollie Gordon, not as much of a pass catching guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it kind of views, how do you view Khalil Herbert, I guess? Do you view him as your receiving option? I know he's had some, but he's not been this crazy high volume guy. So maybe you're still looking for that kind of third down guy a little bit more, in those ways. So maybe there is more of a receiving option. Maybe you do lean that way here.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody to compete with Tyler Goodson for that third running back spot.
I don't know, man. I could go any route with any of these guys.
Who's your favorite of the 4? And let's just roll. I think they're all pretty close.
I think that when it comes to guys that can create big plays, I'm going to channel my inner Zach Hicks here. I'm going Devin Neal.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think Devin Neal can do a lot of great things for you.
Awesome.
All right. And then we go from here. All right. So we have tight end, linebacker, offensive line, defensive line, safety, and running back. So, Cody, we're all over the place right now.
We got it all, man. All right. So, quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, Curtis Rourke. I wouldn't mind those. I know a guy that 2 guys that Alex mentioned. Brady Cook was one of them, and then Graham Mertz out of Florida was the other one. like the athletic profile type of guys. But maybe you wait till around
I
7.
found the one. If he is somehow there,
Yes, I didn't realize he was
there, I don't believe he will be. But if he somehow is there, take him 100%.
Luke Kendra. Okay, so now you got your tackle and offensive interior depth for your line. Yep. So how are you going to round this out, Derek? Because
I'm thinking Curtis Rourke if he's there.
If he's there. Okay.
Yeah, if he's there.
Makes sense.
He's not going to be there. He just got taken early.
Okay, Brady Cook would be an option there. That was a good fit.
Brady Cook would be an option.
But also, Derek, I feel like the Colts about every year, every other year, they just randomly take a shot at like a very athletic like DB.
Yeah,
like
and
Rodney
then
Thomas, Jalen Jones, somebody like that. Jalen Smith, that's the guy. Pick him. Jalen Smith. That's
Jalen Smith. Yeah, I heard you talking about that with Alex. So look at that. All A's or A pluses. Every single one of them.
That's probably the best mock draft I've seen in a long time.
That's a good mock draft, dude. I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's helpful to have somebody who knows these prospects inside and out and can help give those insights.
Absolutely. All right, so that is my mock draft 3.0. You have Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan in the first round. You have Carson Schwissinger, linebacker from UCLA. Wyatt Millum, the tackle from West Virginia. Jordan Birch, edge out of Oregon. Lathan Ransom, safety out of Ohio State. Devin Neal, running back out of Kansas. Luke Condra, interior offensive line from Cincinnati. And Jalen Smith, cornerback from USC. So, Cody, what'd you think of that?
I honestly think you hit pretty much every single need this team has, to be honest with you. Like, that is fantastic. Like, that is what you need right there, man. I think legitimately all those players have a shot to compete for a roster spot. Like, I really do. Whether it's special teams, whether it's, some playing time. So I really like that. I'm honestly shocked you didn't go with Demetrius Knight there in round 2, just because he's kind of been a riser and he was right there too. Mm-hmm. But
I think it just partly has to do with Knight just being a little bit older.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. He's more like a 5th or 6th guy.
Schwessinger has always been, to me, a stable 2nd round pick versus I've seen Knight comped anywhere from 2nd round to 4th round for some people. So, it's all over the place depending on how you feel about it. So
yeah, I like Schwessinger a little bit better, like you said. I think he's a good fit there for that defense, for that weak side linebacker position there. Now, Derek, I don't know. I may see at that point if you want to trade down potentially and see if he's still available there. But I think for where it was right there and the fact you were able to trade out a 14, move down a couple picks, still get a good tight end and add an additional impact player there. I think that's an absolute slam dunk draft here. I love it.
Love it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let us know your thoughts on that mock draft and your thoughts on it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. And as always, go Colts.